And now it is time for a few questions from our viewers. Starting with question number 1. Where does our Hispanic family derive from?
Well, when you study the different geographical landmass that a lot of our Hispanic brothers and sisters are at, you will know and study that on those different islands and different geographical continents that the Inca people existed, the Mayan people existed, the Aztec people existed, the Taino people existed, the Arawak people existed, the Carib people existed. All of these different indigenous nations existed there in peace and in harmony. And of course, that white man created the most vicious crime throughout the annals of time by coming to the continent of Africa, kidnapping us from our homeland, kidnapping our ancestors and spreading them throughout the ends of the earth. And one of the main ports and slave ports preparing them for the big plantation of the Americas was the islands of Barbados, the islands of Jamaica, the islands of Grenada, the islands of Trinidad, the islands of Cuba, the islands of Puerto Rico, and many other islands where a lot of our people are at, even though they are not speaking the language of the European Spanish colonizer, but they are still colonized by a different European colonizer. So we know and understand that by the mixing, by the interracial marriage and the interracial gathering between the Africans who were coming over the slave ships and the natives who were already there, they began to mix and produce a beautiful people. And of course, some of those people who invaded in that process were the Spaniards by creating interracial rape and slaughtering thousands and thousands and thousands of our people and raping millions and millions and millions of our ancestors.
With that being said, that leads us into question 2. What causes the division between our Hispanic and African family?
Well, mainly because, first of all, they're African.
That's
just
right.
in the diaspora. You have continental Africans and you have Africans in the diaspora. Diaspora only means those who are spread throughout different parts of the earth, spread it out, scattered. So they're Africans scattered throughout the ends of the earth. Africans of Barbados, Africans of Puerto Rico, and Africans of the Dominican Republic, Africans of Cuba, Africans of Panama, Africans of South America. So they are exactly that, Africans in the diaspora. But mainly, brother, and to the listeners, mainly brothers and sisters, language. See, language is a very, very powerful thing. Language is a reflection of your state of mind. So if your mind is speaking in terms of the language or speaking in the language of your colonizer and oppressor, then you will think according to the brainwashing or brain destruction of your colonizer and oppressor. So language is big. Because I speak Spanish or you speak French, that seems to divide us. Because my slave master gave me this religion and you got that religion, that divides us. Because my slave master gave me this culture and you have that culture, that divides us. And mainly because we seem to lack the understanding, because we lack the knowledge of self, that we are the original people on 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth, dear brother. So once we continuously lack that understanding, we'll always be in a constant state of division. And as long as we allow our enemy and our oppressor to try to play the role of the mediator, we'll never get out of this situation.
That's right. That's right. And our third question, the viewer asks is, how or why should we set aside these differences, and what effect will it have on the future?
Well, I say, as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has stated, unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. I say, as our bold Black Power General has stated, we need a Black United Front, where your strength is our weakness, and our weakness is your strength, and us coming together will strengthen each other. So we all have greatnesses to offer, brothers and sisters. Whether you are in Barbados and I'm in Russia, or you in Africa and I'm in America, we all have great things to offer to each other towards the building of a nation.